British Columbia Institute of Technology acknowledges that our campuses are located on the unceded traditional territories of the Coast Salish nations of Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh.
Good morning. Welcome to The Crow. My name is Tammy Mack, and this is your 10:30 news update. Today is the last day for advance voting. BC NDP leader David Eby and BC Conservative leader John Rustad have both scheduled campaign events on the island. David Eby is starting in Nanaimo this morning before heading to Ladysmith, Duncan, and Victoria. John Rustad will also be in Nanaimo this evening. BC Greens leader Sonia Furstenau has no in-person events today, but has a series of Zoom calls scheduled. Both the Greens and the NDP were critical of the Conservatives' cost plan released yesterday. The NDP says the plan lacks health funding, which could lead to increased difficulty accessing health services. Iconic environmental activist David Suzuki has endorsed the BC Green Party. Suzuki says the Green Party treats nature as the foundation of human existence and values nature above politics and economics. Suzuki also says axing the carbon tax would be a mistake if we want to reduce greenhouse gases and tackle climate change. The Chilcotin Nation has finished repatriating 60 historical artifacts from the Museum of Vancouver. Ancestral belongings including coiled root baskets, stone tools, a knife sheath, and a pair of snowshoes are being returned to Chilcotin territory after more than 100 years. Chief Joe Alphonse says the artifact showcases people's strength and creativity using natural materials. Museum of Vancouver CEO Mauro Viscara says returning the objects is a crucial step in the museum's reconciliation efforts. Ontario's electricity demand is expected to increase 75% by the year 2050 with the rise of electric vehicle manufacturing and new data centers. Energy and Electrification Minister Stephen Less says he doesn't want to stunt economic growth and is working on a plan to meet the demand.
There are 60 data centers that are being worked on right now that are built within our forecast that could represent 4% of additional energy outputs that we need to generate for the province. This is a significant opportunity, but it creates pressure on the grid.
The Independent Electricity System Operator says industrial demand will go up 58% by 2035, adding demand equivalent to a city the size of Toronto to the grid. Ontario is already looking to secure more nuclear sources of power. More than 140 people were killed after a gasoline tanker truck accident in Nigeria. Karen Shamas of the Associated Press has the story.
The tanker overturned overnight in Jigawa State's Majia town after the driver lost control of the vehicle while travelling on a highway. Residents who heard about the accident rushed to the scene and were scooping up fuel, sparking what police called a massive inferno. 97 people were burnt to ashes at the scene, while several others died at the hospital, according to a local doctor. Deadly tanker accidents are common in Nigeria due to loose traffic regulations. It's also common for people to salvage fuel with cups and buckets to take home after such accidents, as fuel prices have soared in the African nation. I'm Karen Shamas.
Statistics show that the gender wage gap is widening in the U.S. Julie Walker of the Associated Press has more.
The first widening of the gender wage in 20 years is the latest indication that many women have paid a price for leaving the workforce at the height of COVID. Some lost their jobs, others quit to be caretakers. In 2023, women earned 83 cents on the dollar compared to men. That's down from a historic high of 84 cents the year before, according to findings in a recent Census Bureau report. While wages are growing for all workers, they're just growing faster for men. Julie Walker, New York.
A supermoon will be lighting up the sky tonight and tomorrow. Astronomers say a comet will also be whizzing by. Associated Press's Marcia Dunn says it's a rare 2-for-1.
Tonight is a supermoon, and that's when the moon comes a little bit closer to Earth at the time of the full moon. The moon really isn't any bigger, but it will look bigger and brighter because it's so close.
Over to weather, it is currently sunny at 13 degrees, and we're expecting it to go down to 8 degrees later tonight. That was your 10:30 news update. My name is Tammy Mack, and you're listening to BCIT's The Crow.
Stay tuned for more on BCIT's 1680 The Crow.
Everything is changing to digital. Everything is online. People aren't just waiting for the 6 o'clock news anymore. People want their news right now. They want to be able to go onto their smartphone, onto the internet, and see the news that they want to see.
Vancouver is growing at, a really rapid rate, the Lower Mainland even, and with the tools that we're given here, we're able to cover all of that.
Welcome to BCIT Magazine. I'm Radhika Sikakane.
In the program, they really leave it up to you. I mean, the help is there when you need it, figuring out how to use the programs like Premiere, Audition, and figuring out how to use the cameras. But it's up to you to sort of experiment and figure out what you can do when you go out in the field.
They brought candles and flowers to remember the student who lost her life yesterday.
Teresa May says the international community condemns Moscow.
They really make sure that you know the basics and you are able to put out a quality product.
I'm Brady Tretnero.
And I'm Radhika Sikakane. Thank you for tuning in to BCIT Magazine.